All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Friday, December 23rd, 2022. I'm Chris Gonzo Gonzalez, joined by my dad, Tony Gonzalez. I didn't have a great day here, so I ended up going 4-4. I had the Jags last night in the NFL. I was 2-0 in the NBA, and then I had my college football pick right. But then I was 0-4 in college basketball. Three of the teams I picked won, but they didn't cover the spreads. So I ended up with a 4-4 night yesterday with my picks.
I ended up 8-2. Hit my NFL pick. My NBA, I was 3-0 on that parlay, so I did well there. NHL was 2-1. The only one I missed was the Penguins lost. Hurricanes beat them, and then my college, I had Harvard at Kansas over 138 and a half. They only scored 122, so that was my two losses. So did pretty well. I've hit 3 parlays this week. I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, you've been on a roll this week. Like I said, I was 4-4. Wasn't a bad night. Just college basketball kicked my ass last night. Done good in other sports today. Basically, NBA isn't hardly any college basketball really today. There's a few games, and then tomorrow you got a college football bowl game, and then you also have a whole slate of NFL tomorrow. So we'll go through. We'll give out our picks for the NFL and stuff for tomorrow as well.
There's a lot of NHL tonight. I think.
NHL.
I think about every team plays tonight because they're off till Tuesday.
And so that's like how the NBA is tonight. Everybody plays tonight.
Yeah, everybody plays NHL, but they're
off tomorrow and then play on Christmas.
They don't play. NHL don't play again until Tuesday.
All right, let me check the sound real quick.
They don't play. NHL don't play again until Tuesday.
All right, let me check the sound real quick. Okay. I'll pull the odds up here, and we'll go ahead. We'll start in NBA, and then we'll do today's picks, and then we'll go into tomorrow for NFL. Tomorrow and Sunday, I should say, for weekend. NBA got quite a few games tonight. First game is the Los Angeles Clippers after the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers are 3.5-point favorites, minus 162 on the money line. The Clippers are plus 136 on the money line. Over under for this game is 216.5. I like the Sixers at home on the money line. The Sixers are 5-0 over the last 5 games. Been playing good basketball. Clippers are 4-1. They've been playing pretty good basketball well, but I like the 76ers at home on the money line. Next game, you have the San Antonio Spurs at the Orlando Magic. The Magic are 6.5-point favorites at home, minus 250 on the money line. Spurs are plus 205 on the money line. Over-unders at 227.5. I like the Magic at home, basically just because they're at home. Both these teams are young teams and aren't playing real consistent. But I would favor Orlando. Next game we have the Detroit Pistons at the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks are 8.5-point favorites, minus 370 on the money line. The Pistons are plus 295 on the money line. Over-unders at 233.5. I like the Atlanta Hawks in this game at the minus 8.5. Pistons are 1-4 over their last 5 games. The Hawks are 2-3 over their last 5 games. Capella is out for the Hawks. These teams have played twice this season. Both games were in Detroit, and Hawks won both games by about 10 points on the road. So I look for them to do about the same at home. So I like the Atlanta Hawks at the minus 8.5 tonight against the Detroit Pistons. Next game is the Chicago Bulls at the New York Knicks. The Knicks are 5.5-point favorites, minus 230 on the money line. The Bulls are plus 190 on the money line. Over-unders at 225. But this should be a good basketball game. Knicks have been playing pretty good basketball. They were on like an 8-game winning streak, then they lost the other night. Bulls have been up and down. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Knicks win the game, but I favor the Bulls at the plus 5.5 just because I think it's going to be a real close game. I think Knicks probably win, but I think it's going to be maybe a 2-3 point game. Then you have the Toronto Raptors at the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs are 4.5 point favorites, minus 184 on the money line. The Raptors are plus 154 on the money line. Over-unders at 215. In this game, the Raptors are 1-4 over their last 5. The Cavs are 5-0 over the last 5. The Cavs have been real good at home. They've only lost a couple games at home all season. I like the Cleveland Cavaliers here at the. I would take them at the minus 4.5 or on the money line either way.
Let me ask you about Cleveland. With their record at home, do you think they're a threat in the playoffs?
Oh yeah. I think they're with them adding Donovan Mitchell and the pieces they already had there. I definitely think they're going to be a threat in the playoffs this year if they're healthy. Especially if playing in Cleveland, they've been real good at home, and they haven't been terrible on the road. I mean, they're up there.
I think they're in the top 4.
On the set, I think they might be maybe 3.
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, seem like they're really coming together really faster than probably what most people thought they would. I'm not, because Mitchell's a good player, but it usually takes time, and they seem like they really have come together pretty quick. So yeah, they could be a pretty dangerous team.
Oh yeah, and then next game is the Milwaukee Bucks at the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are the 2.5 point favorites at home, minus 144 on the money line. The Bucks are plus 122 on the money line. Over-unders at 229.5. For this game, I actually like the Brooklyn Nets on the money line. You have Chris Middleton out for the Bucks. The Bucks are 3-2 over their last 5 games. The Nets are 5-0 over their last 5. They've been playing real good basketball. And actually, if you go back since they fired Steve Nash and made Vaughn the head coach, they're like 18-6 or not, but they're like 10-6 or something like that. They've really turned their season around and have played pretty good basketball ever since they got rid of Nash. So I like the Nets at home on the money line tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. I think it'll be a real close game. But with the Bucks not having Middleton and Kyrie Irving's been playing well, and so is Durant, and Ben Simmons has actually been playing pretty good. That team's starting to come together, and they're over in Brooklyn. But we'll see if they can keep it for a whole season, or if one of them decide to go crazy or something.
Do we mean one of them? We know who you're talking about. Hey, going crazy.
Kyrie might go on a sabbatical, and you might not see him for a couple months.
That's what I'm saying. You said somebody. You know who he's actually talking about.
You know how his sabbaticals are. He plays when he wants to play.
Might go on another rant. Get suspended.
You never know. Timberwolves and the Celtics. Celtics are 10-point favorites, minus 480 on the money line. I'm surprised the Celtics are this big of a favorite with Marcus Smart being out. This is a game I'm personally would stay away from, but if I was going to pick on this game, I would take the Timberwolves at the plus 10. I think 10 points is just too many points. Pacers beat the Celtics the other night. You could tell the Celtics really was missing Marcus Smart. Jason Tatum played out of his mind in that game. I think he had close to 40 points that game. So it's been so the Celtics have been struggling a little bit without Smart. So I would, if I was going to go on that game, it'd be at the Timberwolves plus 10. Hey, how's it going? Hey, haven't been bad. Happy holidays to you as well. Next game, and this is a game I'm interested in. I'll probably watch a little bit of it tonight since there's no football on. Pacers and the Heat. The Heat are 6.5 point favorites, minus 240 on the money line. Pacers are plus 198 on the money line. Over under at 223.5. I like the over in this game, but I like the Pacers at the plus 6.5. Pacers been playing they play a lot of close games. Hell, they tried to blow a game against the Celtics the other night after getting up real big in the first half. But this Pacer team is ahead of schedule, and I like the Pacers at the plus 6.5 against the Heat tonight. Then you have the Pelicans at the Thunder. The Thunder are 3-point favorites, minus 144 on the money line. Pelicans are plus 122 on the money line. Over-unders at 230.5. This is a game I'm staying away from because Zion's day-to-day. There's might have been Ingram's day-to-day. Pelicans have some injuries. I think that's why the Thunder are favored in this game because they don't think some of them guys are going to play tonight. On the injury report that I could find earlier, all it said was day-to-day. They hadn't just announced like if they were playing today yet or not. I haven't seen it come across television. So, because the Pelicans are the better team when they're healthy, but if they're missing Zion and Ingram, or as long as they have one of them with McCollum, I would like them. If they're missing both of them, it's going to be tough. And then you have the Dallas Mavericks at the Houston Rockets. Mavericks are 7-point favorites, minus 290 on the money line. The Rockets are plus 235 on the money line. Now, this is another game I'm staying away from, but I would favor the Mavericks here at the 7. You have the Portland Trail Blazers at the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are 4.5-point favorites, minus 194 on the money line. I like the Nuggets here. Nuggets have been playing like right up there as the best team in the NBA. Jokic is looking like he's going for a third MVP in a row. The way he's been playing so far, they have a healthy Murray, and they've been healthier so far this season. So I like the Nuggets at the minus 4.5. Then you have the Washington Wizards at the Sacramento Kings. Kings are 9-point favorites. I like the Kings in this game, but not at 9 points. I think 9 points is a little too many. Then you have the Memphis Grizzlies at the Phoenix Suns. Grizzlies are 3-point favorites, minus 152 on the money line. The Suns are plus 128 underdogs at home. Over-unders at 226.5. I like the over the 226.5. And in this game, it's going to be interesting because John Morant has been running his mouth a little bit about how he ain't worried about nobody in the West. Like all he has to worry about is maybe a team in the East in the finals. So it'll be interesting how the Suns come out playing at home. I would favor the Grizzlies. Though Grizzlies have been playing better basketball here as of late. As the Suns were hot and then started struggling a little bit. Chris Paul hasn't been playing very well for them. And then the last game of the night, Charlotte Hornets at the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers are 3-point favorites, minus 156 on the money line. Hornets are plus 132 on the money line. Over-unders at 242. They just announced a little bit ago that Anthony Davis has a stress fracture in his foot, is out indefinitely. LeBron has been battling an injury here the last few days as well. So I'm not sure who all will be playing for the Lakers. And I know there's no Davis, but I would say LeBron's playing since they're a 3-point favorite. This game I'm personally staying away from, but if I was going to do anything on this game, I'd take a shot with the Hornets at the plus 3 or the plus 132 on the money line, because the Lakers haven't been they're not like a dominant team. They're capable of losing any night. That's all the NBA games for tonight. My picks for the NBA tonight, I'm going with the 76ers on the money line over the Los Angeles Clippers. I like the Atlanta Hawks at the minus 8.5 against the Detroit Pistons. The Brooklyn Nets on the money line against the Milwaukee Bucks. I like the Cavaliers on the money line against the Toronto Raptors. And I like the Indiana Pacers plus 6 at the Miami Heat. That's going to be my NBA picks for today.
Yeah, I got an NBA parlay. I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks at the Nets. I'm going to take the Nets win money line. I got the Pacers at the Heat. I'm going to take the Pacers plus the 6.5. And I got the Wizards at the Sacramento Kings. I'm going to take the Wizards plus 9.
All right. And then
are we going to do my hockey?
Oh, yeah, you're going to do hockey.
Okay, we'll do my hockey for tonight. For tonight, I got the Montreal Canadiens at the Dallas Stars. I'll take the Dallas Stars money line win. I got the Calgary Flames win money line at the Anaheim Ducks. And I have the St. Louis Blues at the Vegas Golden Knights. I'll take the Golden Knights money line win.
You've hit a couple hockey parlays this week,
I've hit a hockey. I've hit believe it or not, I'm usually terrible at NBA, but I've hit a couple NBA. Hit one last night. I've hit a couple hockey. I've been doing pretty good this week.
Yeah, I was just saying, I know, like I said, I'm done pretty good all but one day this week. So hopefully this weekend will be a good weekend. College football today. You have Wake Forest at Missouri. You had another bowl game, but it was starting before we were starting the show. It's on right now. But I like Wake Forest on the money line. Wake Forest scores averaging scoring 36 points a game. They average giving up about 28. Missouri scores 25 a game, and they usually allow about 25. But I think Wake Forest has played a little tougher schedule, so I like Wake Forest on the money line in that game. And then in college basketball tonight, there's not a whole lot of games, but I do like Indiana at the minus 19 against Kennesaw State. Did you have any?
Nope.
You didn't have no college basketball or
Nah.
college football?
There wasn't a whole lot there, so I didn't.
All right. We'll go to Saturday. We'll recap our Friday picks here in just a few. Hey, how's it going, Mickey? Thanks for joining
Mickey.
us. But Saturday, you have any college football for Saturday, or do you just got
I
NFL?
just got NFL.
All right, I got one college football game on Saturday. I like San Diego State at the minus 6.5 against Middle Tennessee, and then the rest of my picks are for the NFL. So let me pull the NFL here, and we'll go through these games real quick. All right, first game on Saturday, you have the New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites, minus 205 on the money line. Giants are plus 172 on the money line. Over under for this game. Over under for this game is at 49.5. I think it's going to be a real good game. I like the Vikings at the minus 3.5. I would rather have it at 3 than at the 3.5. To be honest with you, because the Giants team looked pretty good against the Commanders the other night. After they had been on kind of a skid there, but I just think Minnesota has too many weapons on offense. I think they're going to be able to score some points. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings at the minus 3.5 in that game. Next game, New Orleans Saints at the Cleveland Browns. Browns are 2.5-point favorites, minus 162 on the money line. The Saints are plus 136 on the money line. Over unders at 32.5. I don't know. Do the Flyers play today? You would know
There was
more than I would.
I know they were scheduled. A couple hockey games got canceled. I don't know if they were one of them or not.
I was gonna say with all this cold. Hey, that's another thing. Hope you guys are staying warm out there because it's cold here. If you're in the Midwest, I know it's cold. But in the Saints Browns, I favor the Saints in the game, basically because I think that Saints defense is a little bit better than the Browns defense. Browns are going to be missing Clowney, and Deshaun Watson just hasn't looked real good at quarterback yet after missing about 2 seasons. So I favor the Saints in that game. It's not one of the games I'm going to pick. Next game, Detroit Lions at the Carolina Panthers. Lions are 2.5-point favorites, minus 152 on the money line. Panthers are plus 128 on the money line. Over under is 43.5. I like the Lions in this game at the minus 2.5. The Lions team has been playing good football. I know that both these teams still have a chance to make the playoffs, but I like the way the Lions offense is playing, and that defense is starting to play a little better. If that defense can pick up, the Lions can be a dangerous team.
Yeah, the Flyers do play today at 7 p.m. They play at Carolina, play the Hurricanes.
Oh, okay.
But the Red Wings and the Washington Senators got postponed. So did the Lightning at the Buffalo Sabres. Them 2 games got postponed. I think it's only 2.
Okay. And then you have the Cincinnati Bengals at the New England Patriots. Bengals are 3-point favorites, minus 176 on the money line. Over unders at 41.5. I like the Bengals in this game. Right now, I actually think it's going to be Bengals and the 49ers in the Super Bowl this year. I think the Bengals are getting hot at the right time coming out of the AFC. And I still like the 49ers because of that defense. And so far, Purdy's been able. You just got to manage the game, and he's been able to do that so far. Not saying he's not going to have some struggles. We'll see if the playoffs are too big for him.
Okay, I know
But
it's not. I know it's not all settled yet, but just a crazy prediction: who will be in the NFC Championship game? Who will be in the AFC Championship game? And that could, I mean, the matchups can change because it's not all set. Who's going to play who?
I'm gonna say 49ers and Eagles in the NFC.
I like that pick.
And I'm thinking maybe Bengals and Bills.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
In the AFC.
That's what I was going to say.
I still like the Bills a lot, but the Bengals are starting to look like they did last year at the right time again. And
you think the Bengals
and that Bengals defense isn't terrible?
How do you think the Bengals would do at New England? Because I know it's going to be cold. There's going to be some weather involved there.
I think they're going to do. I think they'll do fine.
I just don't think New England's got enough offense to stay with
Cincinnati. I don't think they have enough offense to stay with the Bengals.
Where the Bengals are playing right now, I don't think they do.
And then the next game that I like that I'm going to make a pick on is the Eagles and Cowboys game. And the Cowboys are 4-point favorites at home, minus 200 on the money line. Eagles are plus 168 on the money line. Over-unders at 47.5. I like the Eagles at the +4. I know they have a backup quarterback playing, but Gardner Minshew he's not a bad quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be able to run this offense at the same level as Jalen Hurts. I still think this offense is going to be a pretty good offense with all the weapons they have.
Well, let's look at it.
And it's going to be a little bit of a different look of an offense because, Minshew's not the athlete Hurts is.
Let's think about it.
And the Cowboys have not been playing good football.
Minshew, you could probably name 10 starting quarterbacks.
I think Minshew should be a starter. He should have been a starter in the NFL this year before some of the guys that started.
Well, we probably can say
if you look what his numbers were in Jacksonville, and he didn't have no weapons around him. Didn't lead the wins in Jacksonville, but it was because of the team. But he put up good. I mean, he was done pretty good. He didn't play bad.
I probably can name 10 teams right now that Minshew could be starting over who they have starting right now. At least 10 teams.
I take him Minshew in Indianapolis
over what we have right now. Yeah, but you
know what I mean. I'd rather have Minshew this year than what.
Okay, let's look at the division: Texans and the Colts. Minshew could be starting for either one of those two. Easily. Maybe Tennessee.
The Jets.
Would you take him over Tannehill?
I'd be close.
I think I would.
And the Jets. Look at the Jets situation.
Jets. I mean, you got the Jets situation. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of teams.
I think Cowboy fans might take him over Dak right now.
Let me ask you this: would you take him over Heineke? I don't know.
That'd be a close one.
The only reason I don't know is the key with Heineke is that connection he has with McLaren, because Wentz never got that, and they couldn't do anything. As soon as Heineke come back in, there was a different team.
Yeah,
and it's that connection with McLaren.
But you have the Bills and the Bears. Bills are 8.5-point favorites. I think the Bills win that game. 8.5 points to me is a little too many. Bears have been playing better football. I mean, Bears was right there in that Eagles game.
I almost took the Bears.
Then you have Texans and Titans. This game is going to be an interesting game with no Tannehill and everything. I would still favor Tennessee because of Derrick Henry and that Titans defense.
Yeah, but the defense ain't been playing that well lately.
That's true.
And look how tough Houston's played Dallas and Kansas City.
Yeah. Because
their offense has been scoring more points than it has been.
That's true.
So I don't know. I mean, yeah, on paper, I think Tennessee's still a better team, but Tennessee sure ain't been playing like it lately.
No. And I think there's or the next game is the Seahawks at the Chiefs. Chiefs are 10-point favorites. I like the Chiefs to win this game. I think 10 points is too many points. With that Chiefs defense, it's kind of hit and miss. Some games they look these pretty good, and other games they can't stop anybody.
Key
And
to that game is Seattle. If Seattle can run the football, Seattle's capable of beating Kansas
if
City.
they can run, I was gonna say if that Seattle run game can get going. But I favor the Chiefs. It's not a game I'm going to pick just because I think 10 points is too many. You have the Falcons and the Ravens. Ravens are 6.5-point favorites at home with Huntley going to try to play. He's been banged up. Jackson's still sitting out with the knee sprain. I wonder how many weeks he's going to miss. You'd think they would want to get him back in there before the playoffs.
They thought they was hoping he was going to play this week, but I'm glad they're holding him out. I mean, if he's not ready, don't bring him back.
If you don't think, but you have Desmond Ridder at quarterback for the Falcons now, and then you have Huntley at Ravens. To me, Huntley has a little more experience, and because of that fact, that's the only reason I'm really leaning toward the Ravens. And I think the Ravens' defense is a little bit better than the Falcons.
The other defense is going to have to be better right now because they're not Baltimore's not scoring any points. And
then the game I'm interested in tomorrow, 4:00, Washington Commanders at the San Francisco 49ers. Niners are 7-point favorites. I like the Niners to win this game, but I'm not picking them on the pick because 7 points is just a little too many for me. The way the Commanders have been playing that defense, and they're getting Chase Young back. I think the 49ers win the game, but I just have a feeling this might be one of them like 3-point games.
If the Commanders want to make the playoffs, they need to win this game. They could be in trouble.
And then we already talked about Eagles, Cowboys, Raiders at the Steelers. And this game kind of surprised me. The Steelers are 2.5-point favorites in this game.
I've seen that. And starting Pickett.
Yeah, and that don't make a lot of sense to me. The Raiders have been playing better the last 3 or 4 games. I like the Raiders in this game. I was really surprised that they're underdogs.
Yeah.
And then that's the last Saturday game. That's the Saturday night game.
Did you give the I may have missed it. New Orleans, Cleveland odds?
Yes. I can go back to them here in just a second. You said Cleveland?
Yep.
It was the Browns are 2.5-point favorites.
That's what I have.
Minus 162 on the money line. And then on Sunday, you have the Green Bay Packers at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites. Minus 190 on the money line. The Packers are plus 160 on the money line. Over-unders at 49.5. I think it's going to be a good game. Green Bay's starting to play better. That Watson, that receivers starting to play more consistent. But it's going to come down to that Green Bay defense. Can that Green Bay defense play like they did the last couple games, or are they going to still struggle like they were earlier in the year against this Dolphins offense? But I like the momentum a little bit that the Packers have. So I actually like Green Bay in this game.
I do too. I think Green Bay can run the football on Miami's defense.
Yeah.
And if they can run the football on Miami's defense and get them behind, I think they don't play great. Even though they give Buffalo a tough game, they want to be ahead. They don't want to be behind. I think I like Green Bay.
Yeah, I do too. And then you have the Denver Broncos at the Rams. The Broncos are actually 3-point favorites in this game on the road, minus 162 on the money line. And the Rams are plus 136 as home underdogs for this game. What's your thoughts on this game?
It was tough, but I'm going with Denver in the points. Denver minus 3.
Yeah, I like Denver minus 3 basically because I like the Denver defense. It's not a game I'm giving out as one of my picks, but I favor Denver. Then you have the Sunday night game, Buccaneers at the Cardinals. The Buccaneers are 8-point favorites. I think the Bucs win this game because the Cardinals are having so much trouble at quarterback, just injuries and plus I really don't like Keith Kingsbury as the coach anyway. I know the Buccaneers have been struggling. I think the Buccaneers win this game, but I think eight points. I'm not. the Bucks haven't played like they're 8 points better than anybody.
I know.
So it's hard to lay 8 points with them. That's all the games on Sunday. The only other game is the Chargers and Colts, which we'll talk more about it on the show on Monday. But as of right now, the Chargers are 4.5-point favorites. Colts are going to be starting Nick Foles, and they did announce today that Sam Ellinger is going to be the backup.
Really?
On Monday night, he's going to be Nick Foles' backup. Ellinger is so. Ryan's not going to be active. So, all right, my picks for the NFL this weekend. Give out my best picks. I'm going with the Vikings at the -3.5 over the Giants. The Lions -2.5 over the Carolina Panthers. Bengals -3 against the New England Patriots. I like the Eagles +4 against the Cowboys. I like the Raiders on the money line against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then I like the Green Bay Packers +3.5 against the Miami Dolphins. That's going to be my NFL picks for this weekend.
I'm going to give my NFL picks for Saturday. I got a parlay for Saturday and a parlay for Sunday. And I had a question for you about Denver. Okay. Taking Cincinnati -3 at New England. I'm taking the Giants +3.5 at Minnesota. And I'm taking New Orleans at Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland -2.5. For my Sunday parlay, I'm taking Green Bay +3.5 at Miami. I'm taking Denver -3 at the Rams, and I'm taking Arizona +8 at Tampa Bay. And then my question was for Denver. With that, I mean, they got a really good defense. What do you think they need to do next year? What moves do you think they need to make? I mean, they're not that far away. I don't think they have a running game. They got to address the running back position. Also, I'm not sold on the coach. I think they need to change the coach. I don't believe maybe the starting quarterback is what he was. I don't think he's as bad as what he's played. I think it didn't gel for some reason. I don't know if it's the coach and him. I think he's. I mean, again, I think he still could be a top 15 quarterback. I don't think he's a bottom 30.
I think with Denver, what they need to do is, first of all, they got to decide if they're going to keep Hackett or not. And then either way, if you decide to keep Hackett, you got to bring in an offensive coordinator. I know Hackett was an offense coordinator or quarterbacks coach, offense coordinator is what he was before he was a head coach. But if he's going to be the head coach, bring in an offensive coordinator with a system that caters more to Russell Wilson's style. The system that Hackett's trying to run is more of what you saw with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. And that's not the kind of quarterback Russell Wilson is. Russell Wilson needs to get out of the pocket. One reason is he's short. It's harder to see. He can see a lot better when he's out of the pocket.
And he's capable of running.
And he's capable of running. You don't see him even hardly trying to run anymore. And I don't know if that's him or if that's the system. You know what I mean? But I think the biggest thing is they needed to bring in an offensive coordinator that fits with Russell Wilson, because they have so much money in Russell Wilson. You got to stick with them.
I mean,
so you don't have a choice.
I think they overpaid for him.
So I either think you either bring in a new head coach and then they're going to have a new offensive coordinator and all that anyway, or if you're going to keep Hackett, you hire an experienced offensive coordinator to come in and try to work with Wilson and see if you can get some kind of continuity on the offensive side of the ball.
And a lot of people thought they had great offensive weapons. They really didn't. The running game is terrible. Gordon did never pan out. And then, he's no longer even there. And then really the receivers ain't stepped up. I mean, quarterback always gets the most blame. But
Russell Wilson hasn't thrown the ball well either.
No, he's not thrown great. I'm not saying he has. Again, I think the system's part of that problem. He's trying to do something he's not probably capable of doing. But I haven't seen anybody really on that offense step up.
No, nobody stepped up. No, I agree.
Especially the running game.
Yeah.
Because if the running game steps up, that's going to help him because play action.
Yep.
And he ain't had that.
All right. Before we get out of here, I'll recap our picks real quick. For today's picks, NBA, I like the 76ers money line over the Los Angeles Clippers. Hawks -8.5 over the Pistons. Nets money line against the Bucks. The Cleveland Cavaliers money line over the Raptors, and I like the Pacers +6 against the Miami Heat. College football tonight, I like Wake Forest on the money line, and college basketball tonight, I like Indiana at the -19. That's my picks for Friday. You gonna go ahead with your Friday picks?
Yeah, I'll go with my Friday picks. For the NBA, I had Milwaukee at the Nets. I got the Nets money line. I got the Pacers +6.5 at the Heat, and I got Wizards +9 at the Sacramento Kings. For my NHL parlay, I have the Montreal Canadiens at the Dallas Stars. I got the Stars money line win. I got the Flames money line win at the Anaheim Ducks, and I got the Blues at the Vegas Golden Knights. And I'll take the Vegas Golden Knights money line win.
And then my picks for this weekend on Saturday, college football, like San Diego State at the -6.5. And then NFL, Vikings -3.5. Detroit Lions -2.5. The Bengals -3. The Eagles +4. The Raiders money line. And then on Sunday in NFL, like Green Bay at the +3.5.
Yep, I got my NFL parlay for Saturday. I'm taking Cincinnati -3 at New England. I'm taking the Giants +3.5 at Minnesota. New Orleans at Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland -2.5. That's on Saturday. My Sunday parlay is Green Bay +3.5 at Miami. I'm taking Denver -3 at the Rams, and I'm taking Arizona +8 at Tampa Bay.
All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget, please hit that subscribe button at YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow on Facebook and Twitch as well at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. It's basically last show before Christmas. Hope everybody has a great Christmas, happy holiday. We'll be back on Monday.
Show tonight at 6, right?
Yeah, I forgot. We do have this show at 6 tonight. And
you doing the 111?
I think so, unless the judge messages me and decides we ain't doing it. But as far as I know, we are. We'll be back at 6 o'clock with Horseshoe Talk, our Indianapolis Colts show. We'll talk about the big Colts big game coming up Monday night, quarterback change.
And the Colts are officially out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep, with the Jacksonville win last night. But we appreciate everybody watching. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy the games. Enjoy time with the family over the holiday. And we'll see you guys on Monday with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Have a great Friday. Stay warm. And we'll see you guys on Monday.